I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay.
Now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination. You can wear a sundress when you go. Yeah. You're still getting the same thing I'm getting. So happy anniversary, I guess. You can say you're a thing and you're that.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, for now, I'm a white man trapped in this black man's body.
Yeah.
My name is Chad.
Yeah.
Now that ain't gonna work good for the police. Wait, I'm a white man, but both of y'all get out. But the first. Yeah.
So Katt Williams and D.L. Hughley seriously went off on E.J. Johnson, and they're not holding back at all. They're saying this is what happens when behavior gets constantly encouraged without any kind of pushback. And now their comments got people arguing heavy online. If you missed it, E.J. Johnson popped up in Paris and instantly had the internet in chaos.
You know, ever since I was little, I always wanted to be Cruella de Vil, and now
My son came out. I was so happy for him and happy for us as parents. And we love him. And EJ is amazing. And so you gotta support your
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was gonna be a thing.
He stepped out in a tight leather dress and sky-high platform heels that had everyone staring. Some people were hyping the confidence, while others were straight up clowning and turning it into a viral moment overnight. And this didn't come out of nowhere. Just weeks ago, E.J. Johnson had people side-eyeing hard after saying he looks better than any woman and only attracts straight men. That statement alone had folks confused like crazy. People online kept repeating, how does that even add up? Because to them, the logic just wasn't clicking at all. Then things get even more layered. E.J. Johnson has made it clear he's stepping away from he slash him and now leans toward they slash them or she slash her. And it doesn't stop there. Reports say he doesn't even want his parents, including Magic Johnson, referring to him as their son anymore, which shocked a lot of people watching this unfold. So now the conversation is all over the place. He dates men, but doesn't identify as gay. At the same time, he's not claiming to be a woman or a trans woman either. Some outlets try to label him non-binary or gender fluid, but he's not accepting those labels too. The whole situation got social media split, confused, and talking nonstop.
Like, now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination.
Even I told them on my birthday, in June, that I was like, we're not doing he, we're not doing man, we're not doing gay. Like, and it was very free. You know, even like son, I was like, you know, the world tried to give me that label, like Magic Johnson's son. And I was like, well, he's dead. And now there is Miss Thing. Like, we're not doing that.
But when E.J. Johnson makes bold claims like, I look better than any woman, and says straight men are attracted to him, a lot of people online instantly jumped in with their own opinions. Some critics are calling it straight up attention-seeking. And that label alone sparked a whole new wave of debate across social media. Then D.L. Hughley stepped in and added his take, and he didn't sugarcoat it at all. He basically said you can identify however you choose, but in his view, biology still plays a role at the end of the day. That comment had people split, with some agreeing and others pushing back hard.
Yes, I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender
community. Young gay men or young ladies who are lesbian, they're afraid to tell their parents. Just like I want my son EJ to talk to me about everything. I want my son Andre to talk to me, my daughter Elisa, and that's what it's about. Yes, I go to church, you know, I'm a Christian, but at the same time, you know, this is reality. You know, my son is gay, that's reality.
The men that are interested in me in that capacity, I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
And then you've got Katt Williams, who came at this from a completely different angle. He's not laughing about any of it. In fact, he's suggesting something way deeper is going on behind the scenes. And that's where things start to sound wild. During his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, Katt started connecting dots that had people raising eyebrows. He spoke about Hollywood, success, and certain belief systems, claiming there are hidden forces influencing what we see in the spotlight.
Years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future.
He even mentioned stories about rituals where people had to show loyalty by following certain symbolic actions, which got listeners reacting instantly. From his perspective, this shift in culture didn't just happen overnight. He believes it was something building up for a long time, and now it's all playing out in public. According to him, what used to seem unusual is now becoming more normalized, and that idea alone has people debating louder than ever. So Katt Williams is doubling down on his claims, and he's making it sound intense. He argues that Hollywood isn't random at all, but instead runs calculated systems meant to control celebrities and keep them in line. According to him, nothing you see is by accident. Everything has a purpose behind it. He points to things like men wearing dresses, symbolic gestures, and public moments that seem embarrassing, saying those aren't just fashion choices or trends. In his view, those moments are designed to test how far someone is willing to go. He believes once a celebrity agrees to do something that challenges their image or pride, they've crossed a line that's hard to come back from. From that point on, he claims, control becomes easier. The idea he pushes is that once someone proves they'll follow directions no matter how uncomfortable it looks, they become easier to manage within the system. And if they ever try to step out of line or speak up, he suggests there could be pressure waiting in the background, which keeps people quiet and moving along with the program. Then he takes it even further.
Your youngest son chose to live his life as a gay man.
That's right. I don't care. You want to be a gay man? I'm supporting that.
Right.
I'm supporting that. I'm supporting you.
Katt Williams connects this to a bigger cultural shift, saying it's not just about one person like E.J. Johnson. He claims you're seeing similar patterns across a lot of celebrity circles, especially when it comes to identity conversations becoming more visible. He also points out something that got people talking. In the general public, discussions around trans or non-binary identity are often described as a smaller percentage, but he argues it seems way more common among celebrity families. That contrast raised eyebrows and fueled even more debate online. And then comes the part that really got reactions. He suggests if powerful systems can influence celebrities, it might not stop with them.
Trans conversation is not the entire conversation with us. This is 10% of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We have regular, just conversation about anything.
Yeah.
Chicken fingers, French fries, like.
Remember our conversation on mustard?
Yeah, mustard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to think that every time that Zaya and I sit down and have, this daddy-daughter time, and I tell you guys all the time, I always create moments with my village for my people, all right? Especially my kids. I'm gonna find these moments to create.
According to his perspective, celebrity kids grow up surrounded by that same environment, from movie sets to exclusive circles, which could shape how they move and think. Finally, he adds that for some families, especially those with very traditional or high-profile images, situations like this can bring extra pressure or attention. That tension between public image and personal life is what keeps the conversation heated and nonstop. They smile for the cameras, sit through interviews, post supportive messages online, and soak up all the praise like everything is perfect. But a lot of people are asking, is that really how they feel? Or is it just part of the image they have to maintain? Some believe the lesson is simple and strict. Do what you're told, play your role, and everything works out in your favor. And that's exactly why Magic Johnson keeps getting pulled into this conversation. He's not just anybody. He's a legend, a Los Angeles Lakers icon, a businessman, and one of the most respected names in sports history. For years, Magic Johnson built this image of being positive, confident, and always in control. The kind of figure people looked at like everything in his world was solid. But then, you've got E.J. Johnson, who lives boldly, rocking high fashion, makeup, heels, and making statements that keep social media buzzing nonstop. Publicly, Magic Johnson says he supports E.J. Johnson 100%, no hesitation. But critics online keep zooming in on his interviews, analyzing every move. They say his body language tells a different story, pointing out moments where he seems tense, pauses too long, or avoids eye contact. And then there's another detail that keeps coming up. In multiple interviews, Magic Johnson refers to E.J. as gay, while E.J. Johnson has clearly said he doesn't identify with that label. That mismatch alone has people questioning what's really going on behind closed doors. So now the speculation is everywhere. Some believe Magic Johnson is fully supportive, just handling things in his own way. Others think there could be discomfort he's not showing publicly. Either way, the conversation keeps getting louder and people are watching every detail like it means something bigger. But here's where people really start reading between the lines. A lot of folks believe Magic Johnson can't say how he truly feels. Not even a little bit. And the reason they give is simple. His image means everything. This is the same Magic Johnson who shocked the world in the early 90s after announcing he had HIV. That moment changed everything. And from there, he spent years rebuilding how the public saw him. He worked hard to become the face of strength, family values, and positivity. And now he's a billionaire with major deals, public speaking, and a reputation built on being widely respected. So critics argue if he even slightly hinted at not supporting E.J. Johnson, the backlash would be instant. They say media pressure would hit hard and brands might start backing away. For someone whose success is tied to public love, that's a huge risk. Then there's the basketball side of it. Magic Johnson came up playing in the NBA alongside names like Charles Barkley and Larry Bird. Back then, the culture in those locker rooms was completely different from today. By the time E.J. Johnson stepped into the spotlight, society had shifted big time. So people say Magic Johnson had two choices: adapt to the new climate or risk being painted in a negative light. And clearly, he chose to stand publicly in support. But the big question people keep asking is, does he fully believe it? Or is he playing the role expected of him? Now, tying this back to Katt Williams and his claims, this is where things get even more intense. His whole argument is that powerful systems push celebrities into certain positions. And once you're in, you have to keep smiling no matter what. So when people look at Magic Johnson sitting courtside, smiling next to E.J. Johnson, posting supportive messages and showing unity, some see love and acceptance. But others see something deeper, like he's playing his part in a much bigger system, exactly the kind Katt Williams was talking about. So now the conversation flips, and this is where it really gets people talking. Some are saying maybe E.J. Johnson isn't the one under pressure at all. Maybe in their eyes, it's actually Magic Johnson dealing with the heavier weight behind the scenes. Think about it. E.J. Johnson gets to live freely, build a name, step into the spotlight, and embrace attention. Meanwhile, critics claim Magic Johnson has to stay composed, choose his words carefully, and maintain a certain image no matter what he might feel inside. That contrast alone has people debating nonstop. And according to some voices online, this isn't just about one family. They're pointing to a wider pattern they believe they're seeing, especially among older, traditionally masculine celebrities who came up in a completely different era. Back then, acting outside the norm could get you clowned instantly, but today, the expectations in public life look very different. Take Marlon Wayans, for example. He's spoken publicly about supporting his child, and while he brings humor into interviews, some viewers feel like there's still a lot he's working through in real time. People say you can sense a mix of emotions underneath the jokes, like he's adapting step by step while the cameras are rolling. Then there's Eddie Murphy, who keeps things much more private. His child, Angel Iris Murphy Brown, has been part of online discussions, but Eddie rarely brings it up publicly. That silence has people speculating, wondering if it's just his personal style or something deeper he prefers to keep off the record. And then you got Dwyane Wade, who took a completely different route. He's very open when it comes to supporting his daughter, Zaya Wade, speaking about it often and showing that support front and center. Some people respect that approach, while others feel like it's a lot more visible than what they're used to seeing. All these different reactions got people comparing, questioning, and trying to figure out what's genuine, what's private, and what might be influenced by the spotlight itself. Some people even say it comes off like overcompensating, like there's something deeper going on behind all that energy. That's just how the internet is reading it right now. And the opinions are loud, because at the end of the day, we're talking about men who built their entire image on toughness, confidence, and that old school masculine vibe. Names like Magic Johnson and Dwyane Wade didn't just become famous, they became symbols of that lifestyle. So now seeing these shifts has people debating more than ever. But now they're in a position where every word matters. Say the wrong thing, pause too long, or move a certain way, and the backlash can hit instantly. That pressure alone is what keeps this whole conversation so intense and nonstop. Now I want to hear from you. When it comes to E.J. Johnson, do you think Magic Johnson is fully genuine with his support? Or is there more going on behind the scenes? And what do you think about Katt Williams and his claims about how the industry works? Is there something deeper, or is it all just talk? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and I'll catch you in the next one.